Hey guys, it's Chelsea. Welcome to Colorado. Today we're going to be doing a roughly 60-minute long, slow, and deep class together. I have my nice, sweet husband here to demonstrate the poses. I'm about 20 weeks pregnant, so we're going to give you kind of two different options for each pose. Are you excited? It is a nice kind of torture we're about to go through. Different in the sense from a normal vinyasa flow class, we're only going to be doing about 10 poses the entire class. So we'll be holding them for long periods of time, similar to yin in that sense. Different from yin in the sense that we are still doing the same hatha poses. They're not the yin poses. So we're still engaging the muscles, core, everything like that. So I'm here to walk you through with it, work with me, and I'll work with you. So first pose we're going to do is Shavasana. We will start in the class like this today. So Bruce is going to use a bolster. He has a blanket. Are you going to use a blanket?
Yeah.
And he's going to use a bolster. He's going to use the bolster long ways. And he's gonna have his feet open out to the edges of the mat. And I am going to go ahead and use a blanket since I am pregnant, but also an option if you don't have a bolster, you could possibly use a pillow, or you could take 2 blocks as such and then just fold the blanket over. Whatever needed. So nice little bolster. You could lay just on the blocks. I'm going to do blankets. So just rolling the blanket a little bit more. And I'm gonna do butterfly feet. So letting the knees fall out wide and having the bottom of the feet open like a book. From here, just laying back. You can have your hands out, palms up, or face down to ground. One hand on the heart or the belly, just like Bruce is doing, or maybe both hands on the belly today. But just go ahead and get your wiggles out. Let go of any movement or expectation in this pose. And just really get comfortable where you're at today in your body. Start bringing the awareness from the outer world into the inner world. You can close your eyes or find a focal point. If you're outside, don't look at the sun directly. Maybe put something over the eyes. But we'll be here for a few minutes, as well as most of the poses will be probably over 3 minutes each. So kind of just mentally prepare yourself. If you've never done a class like this, I welcome you to stay, to try it. I like to say, like karate, yoga has many different types. So it's always good to try many different teachers and many different types of yoga. You wouldn't just try one ice cream flavor and stick with it for the rest of your life. Or maybe you would. That's cool too. But go ahead. Just breathe here. Allow yourself to be at ease. Allow your hips to be heavy, your shoulders. Maybe allow the exhale to be a little bit longer than the inhale. Notice your breath, maybe in your belly rising, or in the back of the lungs. Maybe even notice your breath in each nostril. I'm gonna come up, so don't look at me. Just go ahead and stay where you're at. Maybe getting distracted by thoughts or by sounds all around us. That's okay. When that happens, just allow yourself to come back to the breath. It's the best way to stay in the present moment. Fall asleep, that's okay too. Bruce is known for it. Maybe just tuning me out for the last few minutes, or maybe just taking a body scan with me. We'll work our way from the crown of our head all the way down to our toes. And as I mention each part of the body, maybe just breathing some more oxygen, some more love into those areas. Maybe noticing without judgment how those areas feel today. From the crown of your head, just allow the back of your head to feel heavy onto the mat. Allow your forehead to relax, your temples, your cheeks. Allow your jaw to be at ease. Allow the tongue to come to the roof of the mouth. Allow the neck, the shoulders just to rest down on the mat or on a block or bolster. Letting the tension just melt away. Letting your chest feel open and free. Feeling safe on your mat today. Feeling safe within your breath. Feeling that breath all within the torso, the belly. Lower back, feel heavy. Letting gravity just rest down, making you feel more and more at one with the earth. The hamstrings, those quads feel heavy. Let the knees relax. Breathing all the way down through the calves, the Achilles, the ankles. Feeling that new beautiful energy breathing into your body, all the way to the feet, even through each toe. Like sunshine just washing over you. Then we're going to go ahead, just lengthen both the inhale and exhale. Take even fuller, deeper breaths here. Then go ahead and roll onto one side. If you're pregnant, I recommend left side. Slowly, mindfully, and you can keep the props there. You can remove your props if you'd like. And then you can go ahead and push yourself all the way up, but all we're really looking for right now, because we are going to continue to lay on our backs, is a strap. So if you don't have a strap right now, I recommend a t-shirt, TheraBand, towel, really anything you can use. Hopefully you understand more when we do the pose, but it doesn't have to be a glorified yoga strap. So take the strap and go ahead, lay back down to the back. And I'm going to show you the pose, Bruce's pose first, and then I'll show you my pose. You're going to take the right knee into the chest, so hugging it down, keeping the shoulders on the ground, head relaxed back. So you can probably really not hug it so hard too, Bruce. Or whatever feels good for you today. Maybe slightly rolling side to side, maybe just finding stillness, maybe a couple ankle rolls here. Whatever feels good. Then when you're ready, we're going to go ahead and take the strap around the ball of the right foot. Before you send it up to the sky, you have two options for your leg. So you can either have your leg straight as Bruce is doing, making sure that that foot is flexed as if you were standing on it, or you could also bend the left knee, grounding the foot to the ground. It doesn't really matter whatever feels best for you today. And then when you're ready, you're going to take a deep inhale. On the exhale, go ahead and extend the foot all the way up to the sky or ceiling. And then from here, I really just want you to analyze without judgment. Just really notice how this leg feels all the way from the glute, maybe even the lower back, all the way up the hamstring, even the back of the knee, even to the Achilles. Maybe point and flex the foot a couple times. Spread the toes wide or not. Maybe just play around the first one mindfully. So now Bruce is really hiked up on the strap, so I'm gonna tell him to let go of the strap a little bit. So releasing the strap, that comes in helpful when you have a short towel or a longer towel, keep in mind. But just allowing himself to be able to place his shoulder blades on the floor comfortably and have the feet down or have the arms down by the side. So keep in mind, we're gonna stay here for about 2 minutes. It is a 3-for-1 kind of pose. Souped up Hatha Gadasana ABC, which is also hand to big toe. So that's going to come into play, especially when I show you my option for the pose. Bruce is just going to try to relax as best as possible. Try to enjoy it, relaxing the face as well, maybe even smiling. Fake it if you have to. But he's gonna really chill here, really focus on having the ball of the foot extended. And if your leg is bent, that's perfectly fine. I'm gonna show you the option for me, especially because I'm pregnant. I don't want to be laying on the ground like that, especially when we twist over. So for me, I'm going to ground into my left foot here, which reminder for Bruce to keep his foot flexed. And then that's when the hand to big toe part comes in. So peace sign to your big toe. Take the knee into the chest first. Peace sign to the big toe. And then from here, lengthening up. So of course, this probably not going to be held for 2 minutes. Maybe I can hold it for the normal 8 to 10 breaths. And that also might not even be possible for someone. I have short legs, long torso, so much easier for me to grab my toe. Someone else with long legs might not be possible. So once again, you can take the strap standing as well. So if I was going to take the strap, taking the strap out in front, releasing it too, just like I said with Bruce, bringing the elbows down and just having the leg out. All right. Before I forget that Bruce is over here working hard, we're going to go ahead and go into the B version. So Supta Padangusthasana B. And then for this one, we're going to go ahead and inhale, take the strap into the right hand this time. And I'm going to have Bruce, move his left hand out to the side. You're going to palm down, palm up, whatever works. Then from there, keeping both shoulder blades down, he's going to rotate the right foot out to the side. And I'm actually going to, is that comfortable? Assist him with a prop. So of course you can use blocks, pillows, anything, the couch, whatever, it doesn't matter. And he's going to chill here for another couple of minutes. It might get to the point where he gets comfortable enough, the leg can just lay on the block and he might be able to release the foot, but I recommend just still holding onto the strap so we're still lengthening into the ball of the foot. You're doing great though, honey. And then I'll continue on with my explanation. So like I was saying, for that one, you can stand grounded in that left foot with your left foot straight. This, and I don't have a wall to show you right now, but also a great place to use a wall. So if I'm facing towards the wall, then put the foot on the wall, and I can use the wall as leverage. So more useful to hold for long periods of time, like 2 minutes and such. Second version of this pose for me would be grounding into the left foot. I would extend the foot straight, just as Bruce did, just as I did before. Then from there, extending the foot to the side. So letting the leg fall open just like he did. A lot of core work, a lot of grounding into that left leg. Arm can go wherever. Sometimes it's easier on the side. Much easier to have a drishti or one point of view, so just one focal spot to keep your balance. And I'm still lengthening through the ball of my foot here. Keeping my chest nice and open as if my shoulder blades were on the floor. Wobbling is okay, especially this wind. And that would be my option. Let me not forget about Bruce here, and then I'll show you the B side for me. All right. Bruce is going to go ahead and take a nice deep inhale. On his exhale, he's going to take that foot back to middle. We're going to pause in the middle for a few breaths here. So while I talk a little bit more about my second version of this pose, he's going to just scan that leg, see if it already feels a little bit different, opening that groin up, if it feels different than it did the first time. So he's just going to breathe here for a few breaths, and I'm going to try to talk quickly. But second version, when you are using the wall for hand to big toe B, you will have the foot in front and you will rotate your left foot like this, as such. So your front foot is still in the wall, your torso and your left foot are twisted sideways. So I hope that makes sense. I can do it in another video when we actually have a wall near us. But that's the second version. Now, the C version, Bruce is gonna go ahead and inhale. He's gonna exhale, ground those shoulders down, switch the strap into his left hand, and then take it to the opposite side. And then same thing as before. We're twisting to the opposite direction here, but he still wants to maintain that right shoulder, both shoulders on the ground, and his right arm can be out to the side, straight, palm down, palm up, cactus arm, whichever way feels good. Same thing, we're gonna extend into the ball of the foot. You're gonna do a check on that left foot. Is your left leg still activated and engaged as if you were standing on it, which means flexed foot. If you want a little bit more, you can also take the head and look over to the right. So he's gonna look over the right hand. And how do you feel? Okay. All right. So this will be the last pose in this 3-for-1 series. Then we'll go over and we'll do the other side. I'll show you the last version of my pose. So left foot is grounded, right foot comes up, goes forward. From here, I'm switching the hands and I'm opening the torso to the right. So I'm not gonna twist too much. I'm really gonna open right about here. Maybe in before pregnancy days, I could literally look behind me, but I'm not gonna push myself too far. I'm gonna know my limits. But right here is real nice for me. And you're getting the same effect as Bruce is in the pose, just a little bit different. So when we're doing it on the wall, same thing applies. The right foot always stays in the same position for all 3 poses. And then the same thing. The wall's in front of me, foot's right here. I'm literally just opening the torso to the right. So you can play around with all 3, really see which one tickles your fancy more. But to me, all 3 feel a little bit different. So that's kind of you just learning your own body and learning how every pose is in your body. Which for everybody has a different body. So, man, that's almost like a Sally sells seashells by the seashore. God, I can't even say that. All right. Bruce is going to take some last 3 nice deep breaths, knowing that this leg's almost done. Not rushing it, but really enjoying, hopefully, these last few breaths. Hopefully not cursing me because I'm not doing the full pose with him. And then on his last 3rd breath, he's going to take a nice deep inhale. On the exhale, going to take that foot back to center. Lengthen it one last time. Really important. I really just want you to bring your awareness to that leg again. Notice how it feels. How does it feel? Good. Notice how it feels in your hamstring. Which areas might be more open now. Hopefully feel better. One last inhale. And the next exhale, he's going to release the strap, bring the knee into his chest, just like how we started. Maybe roll the ankle a few times in each direction. Maybe not. And go ahead, he's gonna lengthen out next to the left one. And usually you get this wow moment that, wow, my right leg's a lot longer than my left. Which, by looking at it, you can't tell, but you'll feel it. So he's just gonna take a couple breaths here, then he's gonna take that left knee in, and we're gonna repeat the same thing on the other side. So left knee goes into the chest. You can rock side to side here. You can roll the foot out or the ankle out. And then we're gonna lengthen that foot to the ceiling. And he's already a great student as he released the strap, so he's not pulling too much up here and lifting those, hiking those shoulder blades up, those arms up. Just really relaxing the shoulders. Still gonna check in with that right leg, flexing that foot, keeping that leg nice and engaged, that quad nice and engaged, just as if you were standing, and all that activation that you use in mountain pose. Oh, and I also forgot to say you could flex point it a few times at the top. I know for me, it's very Rice Krispie like when I do that, but it feels good. Even mindfully, very carefully roll the ankle side to side in the strap, or the foot side to side, or just finding stillness. And breathing. Checking your breath, seeing if you can still feel those back lungs expanding with each breath. Checking your face, releasing tension in the face. A few more breaths here. Exhale, go ahead and switch the strap into the left hand. Take that right hand out to the right. And let the leg fall over. I guess I should be showing you the other side as well, just to make sure it's even. So, right leg grounded this time. I'll take the 2 peace fingers around my left big toe, lengthening that way, lengthening long towards the sky, and also lengthening with my foot forward. Then taking it to the side. Sometimes a class like this where we hold the poses longer, a yin class, can be more challenging to some people, myself included, than a vinyasa class. I can always flow and do a hot yoga class, but sitting there in silence and sitting in positions that I didn't like for a long time was much different. It was definitely a challenge. Also, something I did want to say at the beginning of class, which I forgot, and it's usually my disclaimer before I do teach, is know there is a huge difference between discomfort and pain. Pain is something we like to steer clear of. You hit the pain threshold, we want to back out. So we don't want to do that pose, or we want to find a new way to do the pose, whether it's adding props or finding a different version of it. Discomfort, much different in the sense that we can sit through it and breathe through it. We might not like it, but we sit through and we breathe through it. And we get through it eventually. All right, go ahead, inhale, exhale, come back to center. And we're gonna take a moment here, some breaths here, and lengthening the leg up to the ceiling. Scanning how it feels from that first one. Checking in with that right leg, still activating the right leg, the right foot. And hopefully Bruce isn't cursing Although we do love this pose. And when I ask him in my classes what pose he likes to do, he says he likes this one. All right, go ahead, inhale, take the strap into the opposite hand, so right hand this time. Then we're gonna take the left arm out, let the leg fall over. Still lengthening through the ball of the foot. Making sure both shoulders stay on the floor. And then when you're ready, if you would like, taking that head, looking over to the left hand to the left. Wind is quite a challenge today. Hopefully you can hear us. Poor Bruce will have to do the same exact class again. Checking your breath, knowing we're almost done with this series. This series of 3 poses. There's still more, dun dun dun. I guess I'll do my other side. Grounding into the right foot. Take the left foot forward. Take it in the opposite hand. And rotating the torso. More seconds here. So Bruce is going to take, and you're going to take your last fullest deep breaths in this pose. So make them the best ones. Hopefully the most enjoyable. Beautiful work, guys. Go ahead, inhale, exhale, bring that leg back to center. Taking a moment here before we bring the knee into the chest, scanning how you feel, hopefully longer on that leg as well. Bringing the knee into the chest, letting the strap just go to the side or wherever. Rolling the foot out, flex pointing it, whatever feels good. Then when you're ready, go ahead and take both knees into the chest. Maybe just hugging them there. Maybe rocking side to side. Maybe up, forward and backwards. Maybe taking a happy baby. Bruce said no. He doesn't like the angle you guys are at. Alright, a few more breaths here. Then just go ahead and come up, either rock up, roll up, come up to tabletop pose. So tabletop pose, we are going to have the palms directly underneath us. Fingers are going to be spread wide, but palms underneath the shoulders. Hips are going to be hip distance apart. Our legs are going to be hip distance apart. Knees underneath the hips, and then your feet behind that. Feet can be tucked or untucked. And just take a few breaths and engage the core. Press into the palms. Root yourself first. Then we're going to take some cat-cow together. So go ahead and inhale, lift the chest, lift the head, maybe look up. Exhale, round the spine, tuck the chin in. Inhale, inhale, lift the head. Exhale, round. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, round. Inhale, lifts. Exhale, round. Really pressing into the palms, expanding the scapula here. Then go ahead and take 2 more, your own pace. All right, beautiful. Now we're gonna come into child's pose. So you can either have the legs as is, sitting on the hips. I'm gonna take a wide-legged child's pose, so is Bruce. So our knees are gonna go to the outside of our mats. Your toes are gonna come kiss together. And then you're gonna sink the hips back and they kind of fit in the perfect little spot there. So does my belly. You're gonna walk those palms out, fingers spread wide, grounding in those palms. And then just let the heart melt forward to the ground. Drop the forehead down. So we are going to be here a little bit longer than normal. Nothing too intense or it's going to really require a bolster underneath or anything. But I just want you to take a few grounding breaths here. And it should feel really good in the hips. Nice little hip opener. Lower back, shoulders. Maybe just roll the forehead side to side. Massage the third eye. Maybe you just find stillness here. But we're gonna take a few breaths together. I'm gonna go back down so you guys don't think I'm cheating the whole class. Remembering to breathe, coming back to that breath and coming back to your body, noticing how it feels, noticing the breath maybe on each side or in the back body. Maybe that breath allows you to create more space. Maybe you can even walk the fingertips a little bit more forward. Maybe you can drop that heart down even further. And just find yourself more at ease in the pose. Option to stay in your child's pose as is, or you can go ahead and you can take the palms together. So Bruce is going to show you one option. Taking the palms together, fingers still spread wide, and you're just going to bring the hands to the nape of the neck. So just allowing them to fall backwards. Beautiful. I'm going to just show you with blocks how you can get a little bit deeper into the pose. So just like Bruce did, I'm going to bend my arms. I'm going to take the palms together, fingers wide. But with the blocks, I'm just allowing my head to drop in between. So nice tricep stretch here. So either breathing in your child's pose as is, keep taking those nice easy breaths, or taking the hands to the back of the head, the nape of the neck, and breathing in the triceps. Inhale, exhale, release the hands back down. Remove the blocks if you use them. Coming back to that child's pose with the arms extended. And then pressing the palms, slowly walk up. Hello, shoulders. Just take a few breaths. Then we're gonna go into thread the needle, so a little bit more shoulders, upper body. So go ahead, come forward back into the hands, palm. Round your left palm down, right arm opens, torso opens to the right side, maybe looking up at the sky. Inhale, exhale, go ahead, walk the fingertips underneath the left armpit, walk them out, ground the palm down, drop the head, temple, really, right temple down. Maybe using those left fingertips to press deeper into the pose. And Bruce is gonna stay like that. If you'd like to go a little bit deeper, you can go ahead and reach that left arm up and let the hand fall on the lower back, almost as if you're reaching for the right thigh. We're not going to hold this one for a few minutes, but we are going to hold it for a few more breaths. So bear with me. Breathe through it, guys. If your left hand is behind, go ahead and bring it up, back down, press the weight into the left hand, slowly walk the fingertips out. We're going to counter twist, so go ahead and open back over to the right, reaching up towards the sky, ground that right arm down. Go ahead, either come to your belly, child's pose. I'm going to sit back because I can't come on my belly. Just taking a moment here. Maybe noticing the difference in the right and left upper body. All right, go ahead. We're gonna come back to tabletop-ish. Press your weight into the right hand. Left, open up to the left. Left arm goes up towards the sky. And then taking that left fingertips, walking them out to the left, drop that head down, left temple comes down. Whatever you did on the other side, do it here. So maybe right hand stays down on the ground, using it to push open a little bit farther, or maybe right hand comes up and behind. I'm cheating, don't look at me. But I just wanted to bring up the point that me and Bruce have talked about this one before, and I've talked to other students, and I always say put the palm down on the ground because that feels best for me, but Bruce has told me before that his palm up feels best for him. So maybe flip hand palm up down, see which one feels best. Usually you'll know right away, and then go with that. Go ahead and release that right arm if you had it behind. Put the weight into the right palm, fingertips. Walk that left arm out. Rotate open to the left. Nice long inhale. Round that left arm down. Come to position of choice. Belly. Maybe sit back or child's pose. All these cars driving by are probably like, look at the booties in there. Just doing yoga. We wanted to practice outside with you guys today before it probably snows in a couple days, as it snowed a couple days ago. But any chance I can get to practice outside, I definitely do. All right. We're gonna go ahead. We're gonna sit back up if you're in child's pose. We're gonna come back to tabletop position. We're gonna take a quick down dog. So pressing into the palms, spreading the fingers as usual. Tuck the toes, lift the hips up and back. And I'm gonna stand up and talk so you can hear me better, since Bruce is doing all the work here. Like I said, fingers spread wide like a starfish. Lifting the hips almost as if someone's lightly assisting you, pulling up and back. If your knees don't straighten, that's absolutely okay. Not to like call Bruce out or anything. He's worked really hard at his down dog. But if your heels don't touch, my heels don't touch, and I've been doing yoga for years, that's okay too. He is going to go ahead and walk the dog. So taking one heel down, bending one knee, and then reversing. So back and forth, just pedaling the feet out. You could also, just finding some movement in this down dog, take the hips, rock them side to side. Even maybe coming all the way onto the outside of one foot and the other. You could also shake the head yes, shake the head no, or just breathe, find stillness. We're not going to be here too long. We're just really hitting one down dog of the practice. But before we go into the next pose, we're going to take 3 nice, beautiful breaths here. So go ahead, inhale, pressing in the palms, lifting the hips up towards the sky. On your last breath, we're going to inhale, open the mouth, exhale, release. Go ahead, we're going to step the right foot between the hands, coming into a low lunge. You're going to go ahead, take it to the outside of the right hand. I encourage you to find blocks. I definitely do now. My belly's getting bigger. But we're coming to dragon lunge here. So right knee directly over the right ankle. Like I said, instead of being with the foot on the inside, you're going to take it to the outside of the right hand. Great place for blocks. Let me time it before I forget. We're going to be here for 3 minutes. Not as bad as I made my students hold it before. Back foot can be tucked or untucked. Also an option to take a blanket underneath the back knee. Sometimes that can be irritating, especially if you're on cement or a hardwood floor or something. Or fold the mat in half. breathing here. Grounding into all four corners of that foot. So imagine the foot like a rectangle. Weight dispersing into all four corners. Toes, you can lift the toes up, spread them wide if you have that weird ability. Nice long spine here. So you can stay here with your blocks or no blocks, or with blocks or without blocks. You can also come down to the forearms, or like I said, all the way down to the forearms. I don't know why blocks have been like my saving grace in this pregnancy, especially for lunges of any sort. So I like staying here. I think Bruce is pretty comfortable where he's at. Comfortable. Engaging those legs though. So big difference between yin and what we're doing today here. Your legs, your quads are still engaged. Your left quad is engaged. So not so much relaxing and giving into the pose as we're still activating our muscles in the pose. We're over half of the class. You might hate me during, but I hope you like me after. I think you will. When you see how good it feels. All right. Inhale. Exhale. If you're on your forearms, go ahead and come up. We're just going to take one more variation in this pose. So all you're gonna do, and we're not gonna hold this for 3 minutes, so don't freak out, but go ahead, roll over to the outside of your right foot. So you're rolling onto the pinky. Weight goes into the left hand, and you're just gonna lightly place the hand on the right thigh. So we're twisting here. And of course, if you'd like, you can reach up and back and grab the back foot. Or even take a strap around that foot if you want to hold this pose for longer. Godspeed. The rest of us are going to come back, bring the hand back down, rotate that foot back towards the midline. Go ahead and just ground the hands and bring that foot back. We're gonna take a second here. You can take a child's pose. You can lay on your belly. You can lay on your back. We're gonna take about 30 seconds here. Sit on your heels like me. I guess just mentally preparing because you know the next time's coming. So since we are holding these poses for longer, you don't have to go 100% as you would in a normal vinyasa class, maybe pushing really to that edge. You could probably go about 80% less if you want. Always know where you're at. I can't tell you. I'm guiding you through the practice, but you're steering the ship. So I can't tell you what your edge is. That's something you have to learn in your own body. Go ahead, come back up. We're just gonna go take that left leg out now. So left foot to the outside of the left hand, left knee over left ankle, but not past it. Right foot goes back, right knee grounded, toes can be tucked or untucked behind. And then grounding into that left foot, maybe spreading those toes wide. Engaging our legs here. Another way to envision it would be as if keeping our legs where they are, but pulling your left heel towards the back of the mat while also pulling your right leg towards the front. So that's the kind of engagement we're using, the muscular engagement here. In yin, you might like yin better. You get to use pillows. I'm not saying it's easier. I'm just saying you get to relax a bit more. I guess the body, you'd say, physically. But definitely its own kind of beast. Alright, remembering to breathe here. Maybe check your face. See, are you holding tension in your face? Making an angry face. You can curse me, just don't make faces at me. You're halfway through this leg. Take that for what it is. Oh, I forgot to say, come on the forearms if you did your other leg. I guess I'm cheating already on this leg. Usually you do have one good side and one bad side, but you usually want to be pretty equal when training both. So the law is if you do it on one side, you do it on the other. It feels good, but I love the sun. Now that the wind's dying down at moments, I'm sure Bruce is even cursing me more wearing all black. Well, I'm wearing all black too, but... If anyone wants to ever see Bruce speechless, watch him take a yoga class. This is rare. All right, go ahead and take your few last breaths. If you're on your forearms, come back up. Then we're gonna take it, go ahead, just like the other foot. You're not out yet, not home free yet. Roll over to the outside of the left foot, into that left pinky toe. Weight goes into the right arm, right palm, and then lightly pressing that hand on the left thigh. Pretty deep, pretty good though. Should feel pretty yummy. Hopefully. Option to also pick up that back foot for a deeper quad stretch on the right leg. Inhale, exhale, go ahead and bring the leg back to the midline. Go ahead and ground the hands, come back. Go ahead, take your child's pose, whatever pose need be, just a few breaths here. Wherever you're at though, once again, just encouraging you to scan the body, seeing where you're at, how it feels, checking your breath. When you're doing all those things, you're really in the present moment. And that's like one of the best gifts you can give yourself. Too often our mind goes elsewhere. All right, we really only have a few more poses. 2 more poses, I would say. I'm gonna skip one, but we're gonna go ahead. We'll go to our bellies. We'll go back to our upper body since we just hit lower body. I'm not going to belly like I've said before already. So Bruce is going to show you the pose as is, and then I'll tell you the alternate pose. Arms in a T position. Sorry, Bruce. Once again, you can have the palms facing down or up. Recommending down first before you start getting crazy with the hands. Go ahead, as Bruce is doing, taking your gaze to the left, so placing your right cheek down. Then you're gonna go ahead, take that left arm, help you just roll over to your right side. So you're rolling the whole torso, even lower body, over And then just as Bruce is doing, you're using this, what's that, your left leg? Left leg as a kickstand. And see, once again, Bruce likes palm up, so he's gonna do palm up. Just like thread the needle, how I said the difference is. So option to stay here. We're not gonna stay here for a super long time. Let me time it so I don't babble and forget. God, I say a lot. So Bruce is really just trying to find that edge. If we were to stay here longer periods of time, you could of course put a bolster behind you or a block underneath here, whatnot. Also that option too to reach that left arm up and behind. And if your arm goes behind, you can clasp the hands together if you'd like. I don't normally clasp, I just usually let the left hand lay or on the lower back. One more option too, if you'd like to get a quad stretch in with it, is with that left hand behind you, grabbing that left foot. So would be like, yeah, perfect. In my pregnancy right now, if I do that stretch, it's a little too much. So I'm edging off from that, but Bruce is showing you a beautiful example of that. I'm just gonna tell you real quick. Actually, I'll tell you when Bruce goes on the other side. All right, he's gonna release the foot. Go ahead and take that left hand down. Nice big inhale first, then exhale, roll over back to the belly. And he's gonna take a breath here, a couple breaths, before he goes and rolls over to the other side. Then whenever he's ready, he's gonna roll over to the opposite side. So, sorry, I got a bunch of props, sorry. When the props get in the way. All right. So, same thing, he flipped the palm. He's using that right arm for leverage, kind of just like we did on thread the needle. And let me stop blabbing and tell you about my version. So, I can get into this version, I guess, if I cheat and I just kind of roll into it because I'm familiar with the pose and the T position, how that feels. But I recommend, if lay on your belly like that or anything like that is not comfortable for you, easy, super easy way to do it. Stand against a wall. Once again, take your hand on the wall. Now from here, making sure to drop that shoulder blade down. So just nice little, you can shoulder check, bring your shoulder up to your ear and then down and back. You're gonna take it right there. And from there, you're just going to keep your hand on the wall and then walk your body farther away. So I hope that makes sense with my imaginary wall right here. And shit, I'm forgetting about Bruce. All right, Bruce is gonna go ahead and release the foot. Perfect. He's going to go ahead and roll into the belly and chill while I babble. But with my imaginary wall here, you're opening the torso up, keeping that shoulder down, and you're doing the same exact pose there. So, like I said, the palm, you can have the palm facing up, palm down, this way. It is gonna feel completely different either way you do it. Same thing for the other hand. You can walk the arm up and down, just making sure to keep the shoulder engaged and back. Beautiful. Okay, before Bruce falls asleep, we're gonna go ahead and do our last pose before we do Shavasana. So go ahead and Bruce, you can flip over, whatever beautiful, easy way you want to flip over for the crowd. All we're gonna do for this, actually I'm gonna show you two options for this too. We're gonna do Army Friends single leg over. So taking the right knee into the chest, extending that left leg comfortably. And once again, just like we started the class, you can roll maybe side to side, little circles with the leg, with the ankle, whatever you want to do to fidget a little bit here. Like to say, get it out before you do the pose. And then whenever Bruce is ready, he's going to go ahead and just let that, yeah, perfect. Just let that leg fall over to the side. He's going to make sure both shoulders are on the ground. Sound familiar? But just like that, the Supta Padangusthasana we did in the beginning of class, both shoulders stay on the ground. Arm goes out wide, and your palm down. You can have cactus arms. You can actually keep your arm down by your side, but you want it out to help with the shoulder. A nice little spinal twist here. Last thing you could do, getting some cervical spine in there, is take that head and look it over to the right. So he doesn't have to do that if he wants, or he can. You don't have to do it, or you can. Just a nice little last extra twist to it. And he's just going to chill there for a couple minutes. I'm going to show you, like I said, I can't lay on my belly, and I shouldn't be laying on my back without anything underneath. So I'm going to show you option for me, or you, whatever. I'm going to bend my knees. I'm going to go on the right side. I'm going to bend my knees as such. I'm going to prepare with the pillow bolster or block behind me. Taking my arm out, and I'm just going to go from my side and let my torso open as such. So just allowing myself not to twist too deeply with what I got going on. Thought I messed up the time. All right, we're just gonna take a last few deep breaths. You're gonna take a few last deep breaths. And then when you're ready, taking that knee back to center, maybe hugging it in, maybe hugging both knees in, whatever you want. Then send both legs out straight. Go ahead, bringing the left knee into the chest. We'll do the other side. So, once again, you can take those, ankle rolls. You can make little circles with the knees if you want, rock side to side, whatever, or hold still, or just go straight into the pose. For me, same thing applies. So, once again, laying on my left side, bending my knees, having my block, blanket, bolster, pillow available. Oh, and this is a nice view from this side. I'm not just talking about you, honey. And I'm gonna go ahead and open my torso up towards the right. All right, take a few more last deep breaths here. Inhale, and then very slowly coming back to center. Taking one knee in, taking both knees in. And then from here, either holding the knees into the chest or you can rock side to side, rock forwards, backwards, maybe take another happy baby, or take your first happy baby, or don't. Just take a few more seconds to get any last little movements out, and then we're going to come to our final resting pose. So same way we started the class, we will end the class today. I think, yeah, Bruce is doing the same pose he did. If I were to do the same pose, it would be the butterfly on the blanket. Actually, he used the bolster and blanket earlier, but he's just laying on the ground, which is fine. Feel free to use whatever props or not use whatever props. This is just your last few minutes to seal this practice in today. Hopefully you feel better, if not physically, then mentally. Even if you just fell asleep in the first Shavasana, that's okay. You're more than welcome to. You don't have to do every single pose I do, or the way I do it. Like I said, I'm just the guide. But I do hope you allowed yourself the full time in this practice today, for whatever it was, even just laying there or sitting there or anything. And if this was your first long, slow, and deep class, I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you'll take another one, if not with me, with someone else. I hope you'll try it in class, or maybe you just decided long poses are not for you. That's cool too. Or yoga's not for you. That's cool. Let me stop my babbling. Let's get back to your final Shavasana. So feel free to body scan yourself, just like we did in the beginning, from the head to the toes, just visualizing, maybe eyes closed or having a focal point, visualizing each part of the body, just allowing release, maybe breathing into it. Maybe just focusing on the breath. I hope that in this pose, out of all of them, you're able to find the most ease in your body and your mind. Please feel free to stay in this pose as long as you'd like. Maybe take a meditation afterwards, seated meditation, whatever serves you best today. But I just want to say thank you, Bruce, for demoing poses for us, and thank you for allowing me to guide you through this practice today. Namaste.